Now, in New York, God showed me something very interesting. He showed me 3 glory paths. Now, in it, New York had quite a few freedom outposts. Notice that corridor. The Lord said, this is how my glory will begin to flow in New York. It will start up at the top of New York, and it will come down and go into the waters of Niagara Falls. It will start right there on this corridor, but really it didn't start there next, because God would show me this, how it would form. It would start down in the bottom part of wherever that is and come up and go into the waters of Niagara Falls. And it would join with the glory move from the top. So there would be a glory move beginning in the north, coming up from the south, and then the glory would start moving. New York has a strong covenant with God. You have great influence with God. You have an identity of how people see you that's really not real. So the triumphant reserve is going to have to change how people see New York. Because God saw a great move of the Spirit and glory flowing all through New York. He saw the Spirit, he showed me the Spirit of God moving in like a threefold cord in this state. It was the only state that I saw a threefold cord in. He showed me the native people being restored in a way that they serve apostolically, the entire nation. He showed me universities coming alive in the Spirit. Now hear me. There is a move of God in the midst of this state. New York City is a mission field where the move of the Spirit can be so strong that that entire city experiences the glory of God, but the whole state has a threefold cord that God is ready to link and bring in, where you and your generation, some of you need to say, I'm not going to die till I see some of this. And I was really talking to some of you older ones out there. In other words, you need to move and say, this thing's going to start moving. The Spirit of God's going to start moving here. Things are going to start moving in a new way. Things are going to start advancing, and there will be 3 moves. You're the only state I can say this to. There will be 3 moves of the Spirit in this state. Get in on the moves of the Spirit, and you will see, and let me say this right, you will see Buffalo some way be saved in days ahead. Instead of being controlled, being an outpost center of hell, it will be one of the most glorious places where the Spirit of God moves, and it will be known all over our nation that Buffalo, the waters at Niagara, are a sign of the river of God that has come into Buffalo. We thank you that even the power stations in Buffalo area and in the Niagara area will begin to shift, and you'll begin to activate new industry, and you'll begin to move in a new way. Lord, let me prophesy this. I see it. I have to prophesy it. The Lord would say, Buffalo, prepare to receive the moves of God as the moves of God are brought in to your city. For you will be a host that no longer serves religiously and resists change, but you will host the moves of God that are coming through the state. And you will be a city that is set on a hill filled with light and life. I say to you, this coming year you will be a sign, and people will know Buffalo exists, and a move of the Spirit will now begin in New York. Let's give a shout. The Lord says, I am going to have delivery houses all along this path. I'm going to cause places to be set in place where people walk in and they are delivered. But in the midst of this, new birth occurs, and then there will be houses that are filled with new births, saith the Lord. There will be places where those that don't know me and have been away from me come back and say, I see a light shining in that place, and they'll walk in. Really, the Lord says, get ready up there, for I say the beginning of my glory is already beginning to fall. And I say, get ready, for you will be instrumental, and your heart will withstand the pressure to move that glory in the way it should go. The Lord says, I'm going to do a new work in Elam, and no longer will that structure surround them. But how I created them, I will renew, and they will become a place and a people who cause my glory and my fire to come. They will be known as the firehouses of the region. And the Lord says there's sounds and there's worship, and I am positioning my people, and they will begin to flow together in sound, and the generations will align, and no one will be contending for the platform. They will be contending for my spirit to be imparted. The Lord says the unbelief of this region is going to be overthrown by the threefold cord of faith and glory that will move through this area.